What's going on, guys? Phil here with Custom Offsets TV on YouTube. We stole Cody from Branded Title Co. to jump in an episode of This or That. So this time we actually have Colin behind the camera. He's going to ask the questions. We're going to answer them.
Let's do it.
Lifted two-wheel drive or slammed four-wheel drive?
Oh, God. I was like way backwards.
Yeah. Honestly, if you live in an area where you don't need four-wheel drive, I think two-wheel drive lifted trucks, I mean, they look the same as a four-wheel drive truck. Obviously, you're just missing the four-wheel drive component of it, and you're going to get picked on a lot for it. Yeah. Because I see people all the time scrolling through, and they're like, "Oh, where's this front axles? You know, where's the CV axles?"
Tyler.
Right? He got so much crap for that.
He
truck.
got roasted on our channel.
But it looked cool. Yeah, so I don't know. If you take a four-wheel drive truck and lower it, I guess there's nothing wrong with that either. You still at least have four-wheel drive if you want to use it. But
right. That's kind of a tough, like, in between. I don't think any choice is really better, but like you said, like around here, like there's no way you're buying a two-wheel drive truck. There's just no purpose for it, unless it is your show season build where you keep it
if you only drive it on the pavement, that's fine. Yeah. Two-wheel drive's gonna be just fine for you.
Absolutely. Now the biggest thing is price point. You know, those two-wheel drive trucks are a lot cheaper than the four-wheel drive trucks. So. You know, in some people's case, they can't get into a four-wheel drive truck right away. It makes sense.
Or if you're planning on building it and you live in South Carolina,
yeah,
you know, save some money, get the two-wheel drive, and then roll with it.
Yeah.
You just have to pay attention though, because there's different kits for four-wheel drive trucks and two-wheel drive trucks when it comes to suspension. So you want to make sure that if you're buying a lift kit, you get the one that actually fits your truck. Yeah. Because you can't. The question pops up on Instagram all the time, like, I've got a four-wheel drive truck. Can I just buy the two-wheel drive kit because it's cheaper? I'll never put it in four-wheel drive. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. There's different components.
Take CO2 off-roading or the K350 off-roading?
Well, I was just hanging out with the C-Boys, and we took the K350 off-roading, took it in the snow. And it honestly didn't do that good.
Yeah.
But I don't really know that CO2 would do much better. Both four-wheel drive trucks, both heavy-duty trucks. You got one gas, one diesel, both on BDS coilovers, both with wheels that are way too big for off-roading.
Yeah.
I guess I'd probably go with CO2 only because the tires are a little bit narrower. We kept running into with the K350. The tires were so wide, we were like pushing snow with the tires instead of trying to like cut through it to get over stuff.
Sure.
That's really the only like educational input I can put on that.
Yeah. I've seen CO2 in action off-road. I've been in the truck when it's been off-road, and it's always done really well. I think
for what it is.
I think for what it is. I think, you know, the K350 just needs to stay on the pavement, SEMA build.
And it's straight axle too. And the CO2 is independent front suspension, so it's a little smoother. The K350, man, she bounces you around a little bit when you start hitting the big stuff.
It's been getting a lot of work though compared to your normal SEMA builds. For sure. Know, the Archon boys have been putting their builds to the test, and out in the desert whipping. So you got out in the C-Boys in the snow. I mean, they're really testing this thing, which is cool to see.
Lifted diesel 3500 versus gasser 3500.
In a 3500, I would go with a diesel for sure. Just because if you're getting a 3500 or like a 1-ton truck, it's probably because you do a lot of towing. Otherwise, you know, don't get the 1-ton. Get a 3/4 ton because the ride gets kind of worse as you get more heavy duty. So if you want to get the max payload out of it, then I would go with the diesel option. But if you're not towing, then I guess just get the gasser.
Yeah. It's just they're such big trucks. I feel like I would just feel more comfortable having the diesel and having the capabilities. And once you have a truck with that kind of power, you're going big boy, you know, rainy, running 40s and stuff like that. That's just not possible with gassers.
Yeah, that's true. You get a lot more power out of the diesel. Like if you're going to modify it and be huge, you want the extra torque to get you moving, because the gas engine's just, you know, from a stop especially don't make the torque that the diesel engines do. And you get so many options as far as like tuning goes.
Right.
It's really easy to buy a tune and add 200 horse to a diesel. You want to add 200 horse to a gasser, like you better plan on adding some forced induction because you're gonna need a lot. I don't know what we ended up with on CO2 when we added the supercharger, but we didn't have to add anything to the K350, just a tune, and it like woke that truck up big time. Totally changed it. Gas engine, not so much. But am I kind of a hypocrite because I have a gas engine in my 2500? Nah.
But I mean, CO2 does just fine with its gas engine. It's just, like I said, and it all depends what you're going to be doing. You know, if you're doing a 4-inch lift and something decent, then gasser. Or if you're towing, like you said, or if you're 10-inch lift and 42s or something, then
there's just so many options.
Then we're talking a little bit different. So.
But my choice, if it's a 3500, diesel.
I've only been in a gasser so far. I want a diesel next. It'll be sick.
You should swap a diesel into the Silverado you guys just built. That'll be next on the channel.
Branded title code.
Hummer H2 or Jeep JK?
H2 versus
hard.
JK.
Cheap JK.
He said Jeep JK, you idiot.
Oh, he did say Jeep JK. I thought you said cheap. I still would pick the cheap one. I'm not a Hummer guy.
The H2 is a beast, but I don't know if I want to own one. Yeah. Sean had that one for a while, and it was crazy that like on a leveling kit you can actually fit some pretty big wheels and tires on there. We just had a pro ride kit on ours, but I don't know.
They feel so cheap. Is my problem.
The insides are very plasticky, but a JK is a little bit plasticky too. The new JL is sweet. That would make this question easy.
I'm still going JK.
I'm torn. I'm really torn. I think I would go with the JK also though.
The reliability and just everything.
Because you can take the doors and the top off.
Yeah.
Sold
got me sold.
That's it.
Bonus question. Would you rather be able to walk on water or be fireproof?
Ooh. Walk on water or be fireproof?
Fireproof. I love water too much.
Well,
can you imagine not being able to...
Just because you can walk doesn't mean you can't also like swim.
Oh, well this might change everything.
I think I would go with fireproof though, because of how reckless and dangerous I am.
That's true.
Like, I wouldn't have to worry about crashing the drift car and burning up. I just get out of there.
Just walk out.
Or I would join the circus and be like, for this act, I'm gonna light myself on fire.
And you make so much money.
And then people would be like, oh my God, how's he not, burning?
That's true.
Because I'm fireproof.
But you could also just go take a dip in like the Pacific Ocean, like literally miles out.
Just walk out there and then be like, here's good. Bloop.
Yep. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Actually, I guess you could probably make money by walking on water too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with fireproof though.
I'm gonna go with walk on water. What was our last bonus question?
The last one. I don't know.
Would you rather fight Mike Tyson once or talk like Mike Tyson for the rest of your life?
I think that's pretty fine for me to just...
Oh man.
I don't know.
Would you rather be punched by Mike Tyson?
Oh yeah, or talk like Mike Tyson?
Or talk like Mike Tyson forever.
Yeah,
that was our
we picked opposite on that one too. That's another episode of This or That. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions you want to ask us about literally pretty much anything, you can drop in the comments down below. If you're asking questions about wheel start suspension, we can probably answer that at customoffsets.com. That's it. Peace. You got dudes, dude?
Dude, I got dudes, dude.
Nice. I got dudes too, dude. Dude.